right now we've a number of things that are problematic. We've got the euro crisis, and now it's not a debt crisis, it's a recession. Most of Europe is in a recession, and what's not in a recession will be in a recession within a quarter. So we've got that problem. We've got declining consumer confidence. We've got rising gas prices. All of those things are problematic and lead to a rather meager forecast for GDP growth going forward in 2013, maybe 1.5% in the state. But that's our best case scenario. There's even more dark clouds on the horizon, and one of the things that people aren't really thinking about, and that is what happens if the Bush tax cuts aren't extended past January 1st. This is not about rich and poor. This is simply about the impact it's going to have on the economy. And what's going to take place here is that if the tax cuts are not passed, come January 1st, what we're going to see is, number one, the Social Security tax holiday that we've had for the past 2 years, that 2% increase in take-home pay that you've experienced, that's going away, and we don't think there's any sentiment to do anything about that. So that's $90 billion, that's gone. Secondly, the change in the brackets. So there's a little window there where the 15% bracket is 10%. So the first $8,800 of taxable income now are taxed at 10%, that'll go to 15%. You do the math, that's $440 out of everybody's pocket that pays taxes. 25% bracket becomes 28, the 31% bracket becomes 33, and the list goes on. And so consequently, that's another $110 billion out of consumer pockets. Now we're at $200 billion. And then finally, something known as the alternative minimum tax, which basically is something that was designed years ago to try to capture higher income people and make sure they paid and they didn't have too many deductions and exemptions. That was never indexed. It was indexed as part of the Bush tax cuts. If the tax cuts don't pass, that becomes unindexed again. That falls down on people now who probably never paid it in the past. All of a sudden they'll go, what's this AMT? What's going on? How come am I having to pay extra tax? Bottom line is that's another $125 million. So at the end of the day, you're looking at over $300 billion in new taxes on the American public if something doesn't happen by January 1st. Buffy, that's 2% of GDP. There's your growth. And so you put together Europe, consumer confidence declining again, rising gas prices taking money out of consumer pockets, and then there's potential of $300 billion plus in tax increases for 2013. You go from meager growth to the dreaded double dip.